Welcome to United Talks podcast, and today we'll be diving head first into the topic that is on every Manchester United fan's mind: the goalkeeping situation at Old Trafford. As the summer 2025 transfer window winds down, the question still looms large. Should we be worried, or is there a genuine hope in our current crop of shot stoppers? We'll talk about the goalkeepers we've been linked with, analyze the current squad, and try to make sense of this crucial position in Man United. Obviously, we know from from the first game we played against Arsenal that the goalkeeping situation was kind of evident to see, but not in a situation where we have to blame the goalkeeper for the goal. There are so many factors surrounding that goal, but we talk about. But then, this is also a crucial decision that has been on the minds of every Manchester United fan. Let's think about it from perspective of being interested in different goalkeepers in the market and all of that. But now the transfer window is winding down and we have a couple of days to the end. Now let's start by looking at the man currently behind the sticks, or between the sticks as the case may be. Manchester United's first team squad for the 24-25 season officially listed 3 goalkeepers: Altay Bayindir, Tom Heaton and André Onana. But the performance of our primary options have been, maybe to put it mildly, a roller coaster. First up, André Onana. His 2004-2005 Premier League campaign saw him make 34 appearances, conceding 44 goals and keeping 9 clean sheets. And he made 90 saves, and with a save percentage of 67.2%. Now, here's the kicker. He was involved in 3 errors that directly led to goals. Remember those early days? Blunders in the Champions League, a 2-minute compilation of his mistakes by a broadcaster. It was tough. But then something shifted. Around the winter, Onana seemed to find his footing and he finished the season strongly. And some even called him the team's most consistent performer. Fans once also cursed Onana's name, began chanting, chanting his name, especially after a crucial save against Ipswich Town. It's fascinating, and it's a fascinating dichotomy to say the least. The stats show 3 errors leading to goals, placing him among the highest in the league with 67.7% save percentage, as has deemed him an average by some analysts, like average player by some analysts. A suitable placing for a mid-table goalkeeper. This is what people have said. Yet the perception among supporters soared. This suggests that while the raw numbers might raise eyebrows, his impact in key moments and perceived improvements from the very low starting point resonated deeply with the fan base. However, the start of 25-26 season brought new challenge. Onana missed preseason due to a hamstring injury, and when the manager Ruben Amorim was asked about his status, he notably refused to confirm Onana as the undisputed first choice, stating that everyone has to win their place. And this, despite the reports of a warm working relationship between them, signals a clear message. The competition is open and Onana needs to consistently perform to secure his spot. Now let's talk about Altay Bayindir. 24-25 season in the Premier League was very limited. Just 4 matches where he conceded 10 goals and kept 1 clean sheet. His save percentage was concerning, 44.4%, and he also made 1 error leading to goal. But the real spotlight fell on him in 25-26 season opener against Premier League rivals Arsenal. Onana's injury meant Bayindir started, and his howler, according to reports, obviously if you watch the video again, you see that he was impeded, but they called it as howler, flapping at a corner that led directly to Arsenal's decisive goal in the 1-0 defeat. Immediately ignited a firestorm of criticisms. Fans on social media called his performance pathetic and hopeless, and some even suggested that he should be sold for a fistful of peanuts. That is what people were saying. Even Gary Neville, a man who knows a thing or two about United, weighed in, calling it a glaring issue and emphatically stating that United unequivocally needed a new goalkeeper. While Amorim defended Bayindir, perhaps to protect his player and squad morale, the high-profile error amplified existing concerns about Man United's goalkeeping depth. Neville's comments about the need for a dominant number 1 who owns his 6-yard box, highlighted a broader issue, a lack of commanding presence and consistency across United's goalkeeping, options, a problem that undermines the team's effort. You think about David De Gea when he first started. his career at Man United, he also had an issue with being a commanding presence in the box. But, you know, everybody can say what they want to say. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but we need to talk about these things. And as for Tom Heaton, he is our third choice, a veteran presence at 39 years old, right? His role is more about experience in the dressing room than just competing for first team. And it's highly unlikely that he will add to his single first team appearance from February 2023 before his contract expires in 2026. Let's think about it from the perspective of Tom Heaton, because the press were trying to press on Ruben Amorim to, you know, answer why he did not put Tom Heaton ahead of Altay Bayindir, seeing as he has Premier League experience and is seen as a better goalkeeper than Altay Bayindir. And Ruben Amorim defended Altay Bayindir, which is good and which is pretty much expected. I was going to do a reaction video to that, but everybody has really done it, so you can actually see it online and all of that. So collectively, the picture is concerning. Both Onana and Bayindir have a history of error-strong seasons and costly errors. Onana has the worst clean sheet record in United goalkeeper since Opta records began in 2003-2004, and Bayindir's save percentage is alarmingly low. The repeated use of terms like goalkeeping howler and glaring issue by pundits and fans alike paints a clear goalkeeping crisis narrative. Now, this isn't just about statistics. It's about, you know, the psychological impact on the team and the club's image. Now, this brings us to the summer 2025 transfer window. The club is already clearly looking to enforce a decision driven by the inconsistent performances. You know, they're trying to reinforce the goalkeeping department. Fabrizio Romano also confirmed that United has a big internal decision to make. Do they target a young future prospect or a big money senior shotstopper? This choice is likely to depend on what happens with the current goalkeepers in the squad. One person has to go, and then the other has to stay, and then we can sign one player. Now let's look at some of the high-profile targets that United have been linked with. Gianluigi Donnarumma, a 26-year-old, former PSG player. Obviously, he's terminated his contract with PSG or something. He's widely considered as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He's reportedly decided to part ways with Paris Saint-Germain, and despite having a year left on his contract, and PSG is also apparently close to signing a new goalkeeper, or they've signed a new goalkeeper in Lucas Chevalier, which could also pave the way for his departure. Now, United also have revived right? United's interests have revived, and Gary Neville sees him as the big personality and character who, performed under extreme pressure. However, his reported £300,000 a week wages at PSG is a significant hurdle for United, who are trying to control their wage bill. And he would likely need to accept a reduced wage to be able to play for Man United. Plus, there are reports that Manchester City are in concrete talks to sign him, and some earlier pushback from Old Trafford suggested a goalkeeper wasn't a priority in May. Now, there is also the issue of Emiliano Martinez at 32 or turning on 33 from Aston Villa. United made a loan bid for him in July, but Villa rejected it, and the situation has since gone completely quiet. I actually said on this channel several times that Emiliano Martinez is not good enough for Man United. Now, Neville also rates Martinez as a big personality and character, given his World Cup final victory. And that's the only thing they used to categorize Emiliano Martinez. World Cup, World Cup, World Cup. Anything you say, oh, he's won a World Cup. You talk about, oh, he's not good enough. No, he's won a World Cup. Yeah, he's won a World Cup. So what has he shown in the Premier League to warrant the fact that he's worthy of being a Man United player? I've talked about it in this channel several times. André Onana has a better clean sheet record than Emiliano Martinez, and he also has a better save percentage than Emiliano Martinez. Also, he has, maybe you can check that stat, save percentage, but he also has a better, I think, save percentage. There was something, I think André Onana played less games but has more saves, more clean sheets than Emiliano Martinez. So, and Emiliano Martinez obviously is prone to always getting a red card and is also full of controversy. But it is what it is. Maybe some Man United fans might like him, but I don't like him. His stats don't show, the eye test don't also show that he's such a good goalkeeper. If not, he would have been in a better team, right, than Aston Villa. Not saying that Aston Villa are not a good team, no disrespect to any Aston Villa fan whatsoever, but we're talking about, he played in Champions League, he has experience, but the only thing they use over him is he's won the World Cup. His long contract until 2029 makes the permanent move potentially very expensive, especially for a 32-year-old who's almost coming to the end of his career. And then we're talking about around 40 to 60 million pounds. That's too much. Then moving on to emerging talents and familiar faces in Senne Lammens. a promising 23-year-old from Royal Antwerp, is described as a very talented and a future prospect. He contributed to 10 clean sheets in 44 appearances last season, just one over André Onana. United has been monitoring him for a long time, and he is considered not expensive in terms of not only for transfer fee but also for salary. Inter Milan is also reportedly keen on him. And then the name that gets every fan or many fans buzzing, David De Gea. This was 2 days ago. David De Gea at 34 is currently with Fiorentina with his contract running until 2028. He's been heavily linked with a permanent move back to Manchester United and a preseason friendly after a preseason friendly against his former club. I know that that's impossible. That's not going to happen, but it is what it is. He remains a club legend and a very popular figure among fans, right? His 2024-2025 Serie A season saw him play 35 matches, keeping 11 clean sheets, 2 over Onana, making 98 saves with 72.1% save percentage, and crucially recording no errors leading to goal, which is a fact. Now, his low market value of 2.5 million euros makes him a practical and potentially cost-effective option. But the weight of playing for Manchester United has its own to do with all other things, all other factors that will impact the player's performance. Let's also talk about primary. Let's leave primary targets. Let's focus on secondary targets. Beyond primary targets, United's scouting network has reportedly identified several other goalkeeping options, including Diogo Costa from FC Porto, who obviously there's a report from yesterday that stated that Galatasaray were bidding for 23 million euros for Diogo Costa. I mean, he's known for his incredible penalty saving record, but with a substantial 75 million euros release clause. Others mentioned also are Andriy Lunin from Real Madrid. They have also Gregor Kobel from Borussia Dortmund. There's also the Marco Carnesecchi, from Atalanta, and Nick Pope from Newcastle. Nick Pope is over, I think he's 33 or thereabout. Now, the clear number of linked players shows United are casting a wide net, ready to adapt their strategy based on availability and cost, not just Premier League proven or Premier League experience, as the case may be. This internal decision is not just about football. It's heavily influenced by financial realities. United needs to generate funds through player sales and control their wage bill. While they've spent over 200 million on attacking reinforcements this summer, a goalkeeper signing wasn't the priority in May. Bayindir's recent error has undoubtedly changed that, creating an undeniable sporting need. But the club is now, scrambling under pressure, which could also lead to compromises. So let's keep an eye out on those things and all of that. But to think about this, where does this leave the fans? Worry or hope? That is the question and the main topic of this video. The immediate impact of errors by Onana and Bayindir is a huge source of worry. But Bayindir's pathetic mistake against Arsenal, coupled with Onana's 3 errors leading to goals last season, are a direct cause for anxiety. Now, the truth is, let's think about it. It was not Bayindir's mistake against Arsenal that led to the goal, because obviously he was fouled. And Amorim came out to say that the keeper has 2 jobs, either to save the ball or to push the player. If he pushes the player, he loses the opportunity to save the ball. And then if he tries to save the ball, the player is fouling him while being fouled by the player. He also loses the opportunity to save the ball. So he's caught between the devil and deep blue sea, or, you never can tell. So the truth is, we need to consider this as maybe a flaw, but then something that can be improved on, especially in the case of Altay Bayindir, right? Now, these errors are seen as costing the Red Devils odds in the games, right? The Red Devils odds in the game, and also undermining the team's effort. Social media is ablaze with calls for a reliable, durable shot stopper or a reliable, durable goalkeeper. Gary Neville's strong words only validates 3 concerns. This isn't just a statistical problem, it's a psychological one, creating a vicious cycle of anxiety and errors. But the truth is, the game in itself has changed, and the truth is, like I said, if you have confidence in your goalkeeper, there'll be a high chance that we might not concede as many goals. Obviously, we just only considered 1 this season, maybe due to the goalkeeper error and all that. Who says maybe that if we didn't concede that goal, that the game would have ended in a draw? Whatever the case. However, there is hope. The active pursuit of high-profile goalkeepers like Donnarumma, or promising talents like Senne Lammens, and even potential return of the potential return of the Gea, which I know is not going to happen, offers a tangible source of optimism. The acquisition of a goalkeeper with big personality is seen as crucial for instilling stability and character. Now, a new high quality signing isn't just about saving shots; it's about boosting the confidence throughout the back line and among the fan base. But uncertainty still remains. The internal decision and the club's financial constraint means that defensive solutions isn't guaranteed. Now, the possibility of a top target like Donnarumma going to a rival like Man City adds to the suspense. Now, we also have another goalkeeper that we could also call back if we need to fill in. Let's say, for example, André Onana goes when we cannot secure goalkeeping options, or maybe Altay Bayindir goes and we cannot secure goalkeeping options. They could also call them up me from the academy back into, he's already there, but call him back into become the number 2 or number 3. And then we could also get Radek Vitek, who we sent on loan to, I think, West Brom, thereabout, and then he comes back and he does, because I've seen, like I said, I try not to be as biased because of videos, but I've seen him play and I've seen that he has the archetype of the kind of player that plays from the back, and with so much confidence, maybe because he's not wearing a Man United shirt, with so much confidence, he can come in and do a job if we give him so much confidence, So, like I said, Donnarumma to Man City is going to be adding a little bit of suspense to the whole thing. But for long-term stability, United needs more than just a new signing. Onana's struggles were partly attributed to a lack of rest and playing behind an ever-changing defense due to injuries. Now, the fact that he had 3 goalkeeping coaches in the first year and a half, he had 3 goalkeeping coaches, also points to a lack of consistent methodology and support. This means that defensive stability, consistent coaching, and a clear tactical philosophy are just as vital as the individual talent in goal. Now, to conclude all of this and to wrap this all up, Manchester United is at a critical juncture. Now, the current crop of goalkeepers, or the current goalkeeping situation, is a clear weakness that needs addressing. The club's active pursuit of new goalkeepers shows that they recognize this, but financial realities and the need for a defensive or a decisive strategic move in the coming days will determine whether fans can finally breathe a sigh of relief or start to panic, right? Because I know it's easier for Man United fans to panic. Now, a commanding goalkeeper could transform the team's defensive fortunes, but failure to secure one or a compromise on quality risks perpetuating the current anxieties and undermining Amorim's project. Now, the resolution of this goalkeeping conundrum will undoubtedly be a defining factor in Man United's 25-26 season. That's all for this episode. And that's all for. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about the whole thing. Like, what are your thoughts? Who do you want Man United to sign between the sticks? Let us know in the comment section. And don't forget to also like, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss any of these kinds of in-depth analysis on all things Manchester United. But the truth is, who do you think Manchester United can sign as a goalkeeper that can actually do the job and help us, give us a little bit more confidence? If we don't need to sign a goalkeeper, as I would think, maybe we can give a bit of confidence to the ones we have. And truth is, in reality, even Tom Heaton can do a job in goal. We just need more confidence because he has the experience. He's played for the club. He knows what it means to be a Manchester United player, and he's an easy guy to talk to or listen to. He's very intelligent in the way he talks and things. But let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We keep growing. We've hit another milestone, and we keep growing and growing and growing. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.